Hi, it's Holden, and Inside the DFS studio continues. As you can see, today's guest, Titletown, has a halo over his head. He's a beautiful man, one of the youngest. There you go. I still like the halo, but one of the youngest members of the Run Pure Sports team. Titletown, thank you for joining us.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. We did a lot of MLB shows during the year, so I'm used to seeing your face every day. Now that MLB's over, though, I don't talk to you as much. So it's nice to hop back on. It's always nice talking to you.
Yeah, it's always nice talking to you.
You're a funny guy.
We're starting our interview series here. And if you missed already, we had BigT, we had JSU. But going in chronological order, actually, this is the first interview that I did. We're just releasing it later because I picked Titletown because he likes to talk and he doesn't shut up. And I like that quality about him. Titletown, talk to us. How did you get the name Titletown?
Well, so I started FanDuel, made my own account when I was 18, right when I turned 18, and I had no clue what, like, I didn't really understand that everyone would be able to see my name and like it would turn into what it is right now. So I'm a big Green Bay Packers fan, Lambeau Field, and I mean Packerstown, it's Titletown. We're the champs. That's what it's known for, Titletown. So I just went Titletown, and it wasn't available. My favorite number is 21. Titletown 2-1 wasn't available, so I threw another 2-1 at the end. Titletown 21-21.
All right. Titletown, let me ask you this. I'm one of the only people that doesn't wear the DFS player's uniform, which is wearing a hat backwards. Is this a mandatory piece of equipment in order to be good at DFS? Do I need to adapt this, or is this just something where you're jumping along for the ride?
No, so for me, it's my hair is so long, and I've never had short hair in my life. I've worn my hair like this for a while. If it's short, it's still like kind of close to my eyes, and I just don't like my hair in my eyes. So it's nothing about fashion, nothing about any of that. It's keep my hair out of my eyes, and that's all that I need. So no, but everyone's doing it nowadays, and a lot of winners are doing it. Hoop, JSU, BigT. So maybe you got to jump on and really see if.
I'd rather lose than look like a jabroni, but that's okay. No big deal. Title, the rumor around Run Pure Sports is that you got into this for the women. Is that true?
The woman? What woman are Run Pure Sports? Is there?
All the women that are groupies for DFS players. Is that true?
That is not true.
Why did you get into this?
To make money. It's what I like.
All right. So I thought you had to be 21 to play DFS. That is not true. All you got to be is 18. I mean, I've been playing for a dozen years now, but that only puts me in my 30s when I started. You were 18, so you're in high school. Did you ever get around things, maybe play free games? What were you doing in high school before you got into this?
Well, so I grew up, I landscaped in the summer with a couple friends, so I made some side money there, and I also hockey refed in the winter, which was paid pretty good money and paid pretty good cash. So I had some money saved up already, and I got into it when I was actually a little under 18. My buddy turned 18 senior year, so we used his credit card. We had a group of us. Yeah, I'll say it. I mean, we were losing players, but we all loved. we all love football, and you see all the commercials. That was when FanDuel was releasing all the commercials on football Sundays and stuff, really pumping it. And I love season-long football. Was pretty good at it. Thought I knew a lot about it, and we were like, all right, let's jump in. Threw $20 in, won the first week, won the second week, won the third week, but we kept like going all in. And eventually we got up to like $800 and threw it all in and then lost 1 week. So that was my story of kind of how I got into it. But ever since then at 18, I started playing for really low stakes, like $2, $3, $4. And I literally just threw it in a contest and looked at like Hoop, CSURab. We're kind of getting a little off topic, but it's kind of on how I really got started with the career. As I started following the best players in the world and tracking their lineups every single day to seeing the similarities and differences that I had. And I just kept grinding to work my way up and work my way up to higher stakes.
There was an adult film actress back in the 90s who was later deemed to be underage when she started, but she went on to a wonderful adult film career. I feel like you might be her of the DFS world. So I just want to congratulate you. I don't think anyone's going to jail for you playing early, but then you turn 18. How crazy does it get in the DFS world once you're finally legal?
So it didn't start off where I was betting crazy amounts at all. Like I really worked. I started playing like $5, $10 a day or a slate or something like that because I knew I knew I wasn't even close to the best. I didn't understand how much really went into DFS with all the projections, how like accurate these guys, these pros are. Like if you're playing the field, someone like me who literally just knows, like I knew Kelvin Johnson was really good. I knew Matthew Stafford. So I was like, all right, I'm going to play these two together. Like that was the only knowledge that I had of why I was playing these guys instead of like their ceiling, their price, all that stuff. So I got into it playing low stakes, losing, and I finally hit a $5 tournament NBA one night. I'll never forget. Alec Burks had a career night at shooting guard. He had like 54 points for me. I had Giannis, LeBron, all that. Anyway, I binked the $5 single entry for $1,200 or something, and it was the best. It was the best day of my life. I've never had a bigger win that I felt more accomplished than that $5 to $1,200 win. So then I started having a bigger bankroll, and I was getting better and better at the time. Still playing the lower stakes, following like what Hoop was doing, CSURab was doing, and all this stuff. And I really started diving in at first like that. So that one win really propelled me to start playing higher stakes, and it eventually just kept going. Like I spent so much time studying lineups and putting time into the industry because I think it's a really hard industry to succeed in if you really want to make a lot of money in.
How did you get to be a part of the Run Pure Sports team?
So I was just doing my own stuff in college. I just graduated. No touting at all. People sometimes ask that. Like I was just my own person. And I talked to Mangone Travis throughout a little bit. I always hit him up, asked him questions at Roto Grinders because he was a really sharp guy. Sometimes he got back to me when he could, really helped me out. And he responded to me a lot about just random stuff too, and really helped me out. I remember once he hopped on the phone call with me because I told him like I want to do this full time. This is what I want to do when I'm older. This is what I love, and he really like told me what he was been doing, how he's been grinding it, how he's been handling it, and stuff like that. So he really helped me at RPS, giving me good references to guys like Hoop and BigT and stuff like that. And I also played. I posted high stakes head to heads, like 530s, sometimes $1,000 head to heads in the lobbies and stuff. And I was always targeting a certain person that I wanted to take them, but sometimes when Hoop wanted more action or something like that, he took my games, and we started knowing or playing each other a decent amount without trying to. I don't know if he recognized, but he definitely recognized. He said the name Titletown in the lobby. So when they started Run Pure Sports, I just hit him up saying like, I love your site. I'm a subscriber. If you ever need anyone, if you're ever looking to hire more people, I'm not sure if you recognize my name or not, but I just kind of threw my shot out there, and I'm very grateful. He responded. He's like, I definitely recognize the name, and yeah, we're looking to staff more people. So that's kind of how it all got going.
Titletown. I often ask people, if you were to have dinner with one person throughout the history of time, who would it be? Now, often I hear people's grandparents, George Washington, Jesus, Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, and others. If you could sit down with one DFS player for one night, for one dinner, before that DFS player never wanted to see you again, who would it be?
DFS player, wow. It'd probably be Empire Maker, to be honest. I want to see this guy's lifestyle for a dinner or for a night. I don't know what to expect. I really find him a very interesting person. I love what he does on Twitter. So he's the guy.
The correct answer was Big T. So let's just move on to quarantine. A lot of us were in quarantine, and we did a lot of desperate things. I actually played Korean baseball DFS. Yeah, that lasted a couple of weeks. I have to watch sports usually to bet on them or play DFS. But what did you do during quarantine to get through it?
So there was two things I did. I did League of Legends. I got into it a little bit. I wasn't very good. I had one lucky tournament win to pretty much put me back to even. But I did that on and off. But I really, really got into poker actually over quarantine. With the sports going away, with because it was in the thick of NBA season and everything just shut down completely. Like no sports were around, as we all know. All that there was nothing for DFS, and that was the only job I had. That's how I made my money and stuff. So I could have just done nothing for those months, but I had no clue. None of us knew when really sports would come back and stuff. So my mind went right to poker because I used to play poker. Like I play with friends leisurely. My friends like poker. We go through moments where it's lower stakes, but I mean, it's still money that kind of matters, and it's all fun. So I was a winning player most of the time there with friends. Obviously, we're just playing for fun and stuff. But then I really found there was a club I was invited to. It's like 1-2 and 2-4 online, and I just jumped into it right away. I thought I knew I thought I knew I really knew what I was doing and stuff like that. So I jumped in right away, and I had some success at the beginning. Swings were pretty volatile and stuff, but I studied so much throughout the 3 months. I jumped in right away, and after like 3 weeks, I had a huge positive swing and 2-4 poker where and the club is really, it's a bunch of rich guys that are just want action. So that's why I also joined the club. Like it's a gold mine club. I'm definitely not saying I'm a very good poker player because there's a lot of people better than me, but they always say like, if you're the 8th best in the world and there's only 8 people at the table and the other 7 people are better than you, then you're going to lose all your money. But if you're an okay poker player and you're playing with all these awful players, then you're going to win a lot of money, even though you aren't the best. So I got in a good group with very bad poker players, and I started doing really, really well. And I kept working on my game from there. Like people that know poker, like you have to do hand history, look at ranges. Like there is so much that goes into it. And I just watched tons of videos, YouTube videos, talk to people, and I'm still playing poker right now. Not as much, but I'm still playing in that club once in a while. Casinos are shut down near us, so I can't go play live like 1-2. But it's an industry that really caught my eye that I wasn't too deep in before, but quarantine really opened my eyes to it, and I had a good summer, and it helped me make money to get to DFS.
Titletown, we've worked many times together. What is your real name?
Zachariah Trivett, actually.
Your first name is Zachariah.
Yep, from the
looks
Bible.
like I've got a new name to call you as we do shows. Do you have a middle name, Zachariah?
Truitt. It's my dad and grandpa's middle name, Truitt. I'm not sure exactly I don't think it has a meaning.
You don't have a last name. That's amazing.
No, Trivett, Zachariah Truitt.
Yeah, but what's your middle name?
Truitt.
Hold on. Zachariah Truitt Trivett?
Yes.
That's crazy. You should totally be Zachariah Truitt Trivett and not Titletown. That's a wonderful name. Why would you just throw it to the side?
I didn't. It's just Titletown kind of stuck because people are known me for the DFS lobby.
From here on out, you are Zachariah. You're also kicking ass in MMA, and I see you up there on Roto Grinders pretty well. So we're messing around with Zachariah here, but in all seriousness, MMA is where it seems like you've gotten an edge. I know there's a whole bunch of guys that run pure sports that have kind of hopped on and tailed you and used your cores and stuff. So how'd you get into MMA, and what kind of an edge can you give our followers?
Yeah, so I jumped into MMA about a year ago, and it literally came down to the fact that I was just playing MLB, NFL, and NBA, and I really felt like my process was there in all the sports. I was seeing good results, and it felt like I already got to like the peak of my process right now, and I couldn't tweak as many things in my process. So I was getting more bored of it, and like it just felt like a job. So I looked at the DraftKings lobby and stuff, and was looking at other sports that I thought were interesting, and I saw MMA, and I was like, I like watching MMA when it's on TV. Like I think MMA is one of the most alpha sport there is. There's 2 killers in the cage just trying to kill each other, and I find that I think that is so alpha. I know it's not for everyone, but I just love the sport of MMA. So I looked at DFS. I really dove into it, and I watched all the cards. I looked at what people were doing on Twitter and in other industries or other tout sites and stuff, and like I was picking their brains and stuff, and I just dove into it so much. And anything I do, poker, DFS, MMA, like any of this stuff, I go full force in it and try and just put everything I can to be the best player into it. And it just took me months and months and months of reviewing guys like Skip Bitter, GQ. Like there's certain players in every sport that are the best of the best, like hoop and that stuff like that. And I take the approach in life where I'm always listening to people smarter than me in anything, because there's always going to be people smarter than you.
Well,
So
serious
it's
question then here, and I'm not. So a lot of guys in the business play so many different sports. It's football, it's baseball, it's PGA, it's MMA, it's soccer, all these different things. What is the one thing? What is the one common denominator from DFS players that play different sports that they're good at? Like, what are you good at? How does it translate from one sport to the next? Is it math? Is it something else?
it's understanding a lot with game theory, ownership, and correlation. Those are the three things I really would say, because there's guys like the MMA, like I see an MMA Twitter guy, like why I think MMA is the biggest edge is because a lot of these touts just play, and I'm not bashing them at all, like they're good at what they do, but they just play MMA once a week. So you have to, like, they know who's going to win or who's going to do this in the fight, who's the better grappler, striker, all this stuff. But that doesn't equate to DFS points and maximizing your ceiling and certain roster construction to end up being in the optimal lineup. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you need to know more than just this guy's going to win. You need to know in MMA, I'm talking, so it's being kind of specific, but is he going to throw enough strikes, or is he going to get enough takedowns and advances to pay off and get a high enough score to pay off his price tag to fit other people in certain price ranges that are going to exceed and meet their ceiling to win in the optimal. You don't want a low third round decision win with only 10 strikes thrown, because even though you knew he was going to win, he's not going to win you any money in DFS. So like betting and DFS, they're hand in hand kind of, but they're also a lot of different skills that you need in both aspects, whether it's betting or DFS, that experts really can exploit an edge.
Zachariah Titletown Trivett joining us here on Inside the DFS Studio. Final round of questions here. If you could snuggle with one family member, who would it be?
Snuggle with one family member?
Yeah. Would it be your dad? Your mom?
Probably my mom. Probably my mom.
Snuggle with your mom, huh? That'd be really nice. When was the last time you slept in bed with your parents? For me, the last time was 15. It was the first time I ever got really drunk, and they said, you stay in here, we don't want you to die by throwing up on yourself and choking, just like Jimi Hendrix did.
Mine was maybe when I was 4. I don't know. I can't remember.
You were done snuggling with your parents at 4. That's amazing. Do you have any pets?
One dog.
One dog. What kind of dog is it?
To be honest, I don't really know too much. I'm not very into pets, to be honest.
You have a dog. You have no idea what it is. What's its name?
Josie.
Josie. Hi, Josie. If you're watching right now, I just wanted to send my regards to you. And I feel bad that your owner does not know what you are.
Well, it's not. It's my parents' dog, and some of my other siblings like.
Okay.
So it's not just. Yeah, it's not mine.
Okay. If you were to hang out for a day with one person from RPS, who would it be and why?
It probably would be Big T for sure, because I need to take him, and we have a one-on-one bet coming up. Have to settle the price, but yeah, I gotta.
On what? What is your bet?
Basketball, 1v1.
You guys are playing against each other, or you're
DFS?
Yeah.
No, it's me and him in the park. 3 dribbles max.
Wow.
1s and 2s make it take it to 21. Yeah. He said 1K minimum, so it's probably going to be 1K. But
hold on, it's 3 dribbles max. You're at a massive disadvantage.
No, I set that rule because I don't want like him backing me down for 15 dribbles in the post and just doing a layup. But he also thinks that it's an advantage for him because he won't get as tired. But I mean, I don't want to beat him because he's tired. So I think that's a fair 3 dribbles is kind of how I play one-on-one. I mean, it shows who's the better basketball player. You can get to the rim in 3 dribbles. You can get your own shot in 3 dribbles. So,
well, I'll just leave it with this. When we were out in Nashville, we all played basketball, and I'm pretty cutthroat. And he thinks I did it on accident, but I took my hand and slapped JSU's testicles to where he had to stop playing for 5 minutes. And I recommend that is the type of strategy you take with Big T, because he often talks about the big sack he has. If you hit it, he's going down.
Oh, I'm not worried. I'm very excited.
Okay. And it was an accident, JSU. I really didn't hit you in the nuts on purpose. Titletown, Zach Trivett, wonderful to have you on Inside the DFS studio. It was great. You are the only one, though, that we are not talking sex and partying with. So on that note, we'll say goodbye and have a wonderful day. And thank you for joining us on Run Pure Sports. Do you want to say goodbye? Inside the DFS
Thanks
studio.
for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Goodbye.
I appreciate it. Goodbye, guys.
Yeah, goodbye. I'm going to say the last words. You're not. Goodbye.